Good morning, Divine Fan. So, I'm Jessica from Whispers of Grace. And first off, I want to say I'm sorry, but not sorry about what y'all saw yesterday with me going on the rant about triggers. But it's always a lesson, right? And we just have to take it for what it's worth. Now, I want everyone to know that I am doing much, much better today. As you can see, my energy is back. I'm glowing. I'm good. Like, lesson learned, right? So, I've actually had quite a few people reach out to me. Tegan, Nelson, Kim, I love y'all so much. And thank you for understanding the shifts that I was going through and checking on me. But the reason I posted that yesterday wasn't for anyone to feel sorry for me. This is not a pity party. I do not feel sorry for myself in any way because I had my part in it. Now, the reason why I posted that video is because I want everyone to see that we all suffer, okay? When the astrological shifts happen, triggers happen, even those who are fully committed to living a spiritual life can still get caught up in it, okay? And it's okay. It's perfectly fine. It's okay for us to feel, because when we feel things, things come up to the surface that need to be addressed. So, what did I learn from this situation? I learned that I don't want to live anything like that ever again. I don't want to be in a situation where I feel like I'm having a complete breakdown, right? That is not my reality, and I refuse to put up with it. So, very strong boundaries and using my voice. Like, I told my friend, we need to talk about this. We haven't had the talk yet, but yesterday was such a hard day for me because there were so many other things involved. Now, what did I do? I got up. I was going down the list. What am I feeling? Why is this triggering me? How can I release this? And I was having a really hard time shaking that energy. So I did my yoga, got my Reiki music going, um, listened to music all day long yesterday. Music's good for the soul, y'all. And went for the hour walk while I talked to y'all, and then I had to go to work, and I was still having a hard time shaking that energy, but it was getting better. And after I got done with work, I ended up going to the beach so I could ground myself. Now, the beach is where that healing happened, okay? It was that moment where I was watching the sunset, I was listening to the waves crash, that it was like, there is absolutely nothing I can do about this situation except for learn the lesson and to move forward. What is my purpose in this life? To lift up other people, to inspire other people, to keep doing the journey and not feel bad about having to make hard decisions in life. So, I am here to share my story. I am here to help others get through the process. And, sometimes you have to put yourself out there and be vulnerable. And, vulnerability is one of my biggest lessons. I have a hard time being vulnerable. So, it's getting easier through my process and allowing myself to be on camera and to share these stories with y'all. I hope that it helps y'all get through that transition. So, um, you know, whenever we get triggered by something, we really have to make sure that we go through the process and do whatever is necessary to get that energy off our back, right? I used to be one of those people that when I got triggered by something, which I didn't even know that I was being triggered before, but I was always in a constant state of why me? I was playing like, why does all this bad shit happen to me? Because I was allowing it in my life. Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm telling y'all, this shit's, I'm done. Um, but we have to figure out what is making us feel this way. Why are we feeling this way? What are we even feeling? And I realized that by watching my friend be in this situation, that it just reminded me of all my old pain. And I'm comfortable with my old pain. I've been through so much that it's just kind of like, it is what it is. I laugh about most of it now. It doesn't even faze me. Um, but obviously there's some insecurity issues that I need to work on, and including my friend that I'm curious about. Uh, you know, Obviously I have some insecurity issues, and I did reach out to said person and apologize for my behavior. Haven't heard anything back. It is what it is. Hopefully in a few days when there's no contact, that energy will settle and maybe we can still be friends. Whatever. It is what it is. Um, Now, as far as my best friend, I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that situation, but I remember that when I was going through these energy shifts, I was still angry. Like, even though I felt that energy calming down and I was trying everything to get it off my back, I was still upset at the situation. And, um, me and her, we've been friends since we were 16, and we've never actually had an argument. Okay. We've had disagreements, but never a full blown argument like this. And, it surprised me that she reacted in that way because, like I said, it's never happened before. So it did. It triggered a lot of things. I never thought that would happen, especially after all these years. But again, I'm going through a huge transformation process. And when I was at the beach yesterday, it's like, okay, Jess, what are you going to do? You need to realign with your path. You need to realign with your purpose. And what does God want you to do? He wants me to follow through my heart space. So it was very important that I let that energy settle, because if I would have tried to have the conversation, whether we were sober or not, um, you know, it still would have had that animosity behind it. And I can't have the conversation with my best friend with animosity. So it's really important that I'm back to my even nature, like my neutral energy. And it feels so good to be back. Let me tell y'all, like, I can't handle that shit. So I ended up, going to the beach, coming home, and last night when I went to go lay down, I ended up doing a law of attraction meditation. Again, realign with my purpose. What am I here for? And during this meditation, it asks you to pay attention on what you want to attract, envision your life. And of course, I see myself in the mountains and feeling so good and happy and glowing and just feeling totally in my zone. And then I woke up this morning having visions of this property that I keep seeing. So it's just telling me, you need to get on the ball, you need to do your thing, you need to put in the application, you just need to go for it, and quit procrastinating, because this is a part of it, and it's gonna work out. So having that faith, right? Realigning with faith and trusting in God's plan, because his plan is way bigger than ours, and we can't even begin to fully understand what he has in store for us, but it is of importance. And so if I don't trust my intuition and where he's leading me, then you know, it it's null and void. I'm not living up to my full potential. So it's very important for me to keep realigning myself with my purpose and with my path, and that's here to help y'all. So, with that being said, um, I hope all of you are doing well with the transitions that are happening, because I know that with the amount of people that have been reaching out to me about the shifts, even Tegan, she reached out to me yesterday too and was like, "Are you feeling this?" And she hadn't even seen my video yet. Hi, Linda. Thank you so much. Right back at you. And it's funny because I did bring her up in my video yesterday, but I was like, look, I understand you're feeling it. She's a Taurus as well. And, I really feel like there are certain people within my community that I'm trying to create that are that soul family. We're very connected. We're friends, and I'm very appreciative of the people that God has brought into my life through doing this, because they're very important to me. It's a great support system. And so she already knew what was going on before she even saw the video. And I told her, I was like, just go watch it. It will explain everything. And so then she emails me back. It's like, okay, Dr. Tegan is here. Let's go down the list. And it's like, yeah, I'm totally aware of what my issues are, what I need to work on. And even with my friend that I'm curious about, I was trying to, and like, I dig deep, y'all. So I was trying to figure out why it was bringing up these insecurities. And I think it's because this person's different, and they're actually living a life that I'm curious, very similar to living. Being okay in my own energy, being that really nice, grounded, even keeled person instead of being all over the place. A very dedicated and hard worker, responsible, and doing what they have to do in order to get through life. And yeah, so I think that night when I was dealing with all this crazy energy, I was almost like, oh my goodness, please bring that over here, because I need balance, right? And it wasn't fair of me to ask someone who is of even nature to come into that kind of shit show to help me. Like, that's totally selfish. And you know, I asked for forgiveness because I wasn't thinking clearly, obviously. So, um, I told y'all are going to see me at my best. You're going to see me at my worst. And it is what it is. I'm not ashamed of it, because everyone's got their thing. So I'm not going to feel bad about it. I'm not going to give myself shit for it. I'm just going to learn the lesson and move forward. And another thing, too, is it made me realize I am nowhere near ready for a relationship of any sort. Obviously, I have a lot to work on, but I think that we could be really good friends, and we could learn a lot from each other, which, is cool. That's what it's all about. So, um, it's teaching me patience and understanding that when things hit the fan, that we can still be patient with ourselves, that we can look at ourselves in an unconditional way and say, yes, I messed up. Yes, I did not go about that in the best way. And it's okay. It's okay, because we are all faulty beings. We can't be perfect. And even though I've always strived to be a perfect person, it's non-existent. It doesn't happen. And there's so much conditioning involved that it creates a lot of fear, and I'm trying to break that pattern. So I just want everyone to be very patient with yourselves through these shifts, because I didn't even realize that just in the month of July we have 3 eclipses. And then with the full moons and the new moon, there's so much going on. There's a bunch of planetary shifts. And so July is going to be a very intense month, and we're only halfway through it. So, buckle up and start doing the work now. If it comes up, deal with it. Use your voice, use your tools in order to dig deeper into what is the meaning behind all of it. And, I'm just really thankful for the support. I'm thankful that I have y'all in my life. And like I said, I did not post that video to look for sympathy. That is not what it was for. It was purposely for educational purposes, because we all need to know what happens when we get like that, and how important it is to bring ourselves out of it. Which I have noticed that through going through these shifts, I've been able to bounce back even quicker, where I used to get triggered and I would be down and out for days, weeks. I remember one time going through my separation that he drained me so bad like literally sucked the life out of me, that I was walking around like a zombie for 2 days. And it was not pretty. It was not pretty at all. But then again, I used to be depressed for months, years, and I'm able to bounce back in a few days. Now, even with this happening with my best friend, I was able to turn it around in 24 hours, and I have to give myself credit for that, because it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of digging, and it takes a lot of self-reflection, right? And it's really important that we check in with ourselves. What are we feeling? Why are we feeling it? And you know, sorry, y'all. The you know that we're patient with our journey, because it's all there for a reason. We can't give ourselves shit for being human, for you know things that we feel, for the things that we go through, and understand that people are on their own journey as well. There's no reason for me to sit here and judge my friend. There's no reason for me to sit here and act like I'm any better than she is, because I've been through it too. And I told y'all yesterday, I've been through a lot of shit. And I do apologize for my language yesterday, but it was one of those days, and I cuss a lot anyway. I try to keep it low key for y'all, but it is what it is. And there's no reason for hi Shannon, thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a roller coaster, y'all. And and I think it also upset me, because in reality, I've been doing so well for so long, to me, that I would say since January, I've only been triggered maybe 2 or 3 times, and it sucked. It sucked. But I think that's really good for me, because I used to be triggered all the time. So looking at it in that sense, saying, okay, well, yeah, I've been triggered several times, and that I've been able to pull myself out of it, right? And do whatever you have to do. I mean, like I did, and everyone's different. Everyone has their niche that really helps them pull out, right? That helps them get that energy off their back. I tried everything. I tried meditation. I tried yoga. I went for a walk. I went to the beach. I did my more meditation, a lot of self-reflection, and talking to my guides to figure out, okay, how do I get this energy off my back? How do I need to look at it? How do I need to look at myself? And what can I do to realign with my purpose? And sure enough, they're still leading me like, okay, all this stuff that's happening around you, it doesn't really matter, because you're not going to be here that long anyway. And waking up this morning, and it's almost weird, because y'all know I'm very sensitive, especially to the astrological shifts. But the last week, and that was the thing too, since meeting this person I'm curious about, usually when people come in that are interested, it drains me. They make me want to run, and I can't even blame him for not talking to me, because that shit would have made me run too. I'm gonna be completely honest. I've had people do that shit to me before, and I'm like, nah, dude, you're too codependent. But the way that I look at it is, it showed me the old behavior that I used to do that I don't want in my life anymore. So, it, again, it is what it is, y'all. I mean, it opened my eyes. I know what I need to do. I need to stay away from the bars. I need to stay away from the toxic people. And again, I tell you all the time, don't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. I knew it was toxic. I knew that deep down it was a bad idea, and I still did it anyway. I should have left at a certain time, and it probably wouldn't have ended that way. Again, lesson learned. So do whatever is necessary to gain clarity on the situation and what you actually need to be learning from it, right? Um, don't stay in it too long. if you feel all these, and I got off track, the astrological shifts, right? I have been this whole week, and usually when I meet someone, I'm thrown off my game. But when this person came in, it was like I was more dedicated, I was more focused. I, got out there, I was becoming more accurate in my readings, and it felt really good. And I think that's why I was craving that energy, because it made me feel good. But what can you do? So, but the for several weeks now, I've been feeling the shifts and have been kind of feeling not drained, but a little more on the lethargic side, not like completely at my highest level. And then all of a sudden, this last week, it was almost like my downloads were happening so frequently that even when I was trying to go to bed, the visions and the thoughts and stuff like that were happening, and I didn't feel like I was getting a lot of quality sleep, but yet I was still waking up and the downloads were still happening, and I still got up and I'm like, yes, let's do this, let's spread Spirit's message, and I was able to do it still, which I found completely bizarre because that's never happened to me before. So we'll see what happens, but I'm telling you, my guides are realigning me back to where I need to be and what I need to be doing, and there's no more time for procrastination. I've been putting it off for several days now, and I just need to suck it up and let go of that fear, like, oh, well, what if they don't approve me? It doesn't matter, because if they don't approve me, someone else will, and I know my guides will lead me to the right place. I've even been getting the message since last night that I need to go ahead and set up an appointment to go look at this place. So, because I feel like it will be perfect for me and exactly what I need at this moment. So, and I feel like it will be something good for me in the long run too. I think it's really going to be a very positive experience, and exactly what will help me stay on track. So, with that being said, I love y'all so much, and just please take care of yourselves. Don't give yourselves a hard time if you're feeling these shifts. Be aware of what is happening. I know it's hard when it comes to people we care about and, aligning with the right people in our lives, but we don't want to self-sabotage, okay? When it comes to self-sabotage, if you're aligning yourself with people who don't have the same views as you, they're going to turn against you, and then you're going to change your behavior to fit back in. If you find people that do get what you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to turn your life into, then those people will help balance out that energy. And I'm not saying that you have to cut out everybody, but you can consolidate your time with the people who don't quite fit in with it. You don't have to let them have power over your choices or your life. And again, you have control. You have control over your life, over your actions, and everything else. So don't give your power away to other people and let them run it for you, because you are responsible, and only you are responsible for your individual journey. And it's no one else's fault but our own, because in reality we let it happen. So we have to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves, that we are taking care of our soul, and that we're constantly realigning with God's purpose, because without that purpose, why are we even here? And we have to make sure that we are doing our duty to our soul's perfection. That is bottom line. So with that being said, I love y'all so much, and I wanted to update everyone and let y'all see that I'm doing fine. I'm back to my normal energy. Anyone who needs a reading, I will be getting to this week, but I'm going to let today, kind of get that, let any residual energy get off and do some more meditation and get the things done that I need to get done. But, you know, soon. Bye.